as we consciously merge with the ultimate unity of divine oneness, and we begin to feel the expression of spirit in all of creation, regardless of what it looks like, freedom through transformation, which is the title of my talk this morning, not only becomes possible, it becomes probable. And Dr. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of the Science of Mind teaching, defines transformation as the change from one nature or form or substance into another. And this movement activates the harmonics of the heart, which acts like a frequency generator. And that activates the source-encoded plasma and allows it to move through us to the core of our innermost being. You might remember that we talked about the power of the heart being actually more influential than the power of the brain when it comes to creation. So Mother Earth, which is the divine creative force, is shifting her magnetics. That's the reason why everything is so wacky in this moment. Mother Earth is aligning with the new grids for the new Earth, which we are creating through our thinking. And our personal magnetics are also shifting. So in a nutshell, our spiritual growth affects the growth of Mother Earth. And as our DNA restructures itself to align with this changing, the reconnection causes ripples throughout the collective. Making deep decisions for the awakened becomes paramount. So the same old is no longer working. Have any of you noticed that? We need to begin to do things a little differently. So how many of you are asking yourself the deeper questions? Okay. The quantum effects of that inner evolution, especially during this eclipse season, is capable of actually purifying the realities around us. It feels kind of like a deep desire for permanent change. It's about time, don't you think? Dr. Ernest Holmes says that this change is like the sunlight of eternal truth, bursting through the clouds of obscurity and bathing all life in its glory. So we have come at this time and in this place on this planet for a purpose. And that purpose is to alter and remove the frequency of limitation, to anchor and bring in the frequency of information. It is through the power of right thinking, which solves all problems and is the solution to every problem, that we will learn how to rise within this new frequency. In order to heal our mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical wounds, we must feel and embody the pure source that is within our hearts. We have to turn entirely away from the conditions outside of ourselves. Dr. Ernest says we should never, ever look at that which we do not wish to experience. So close your eyes. And don't imagine a pink elephant. Open your eyes. Is there anyone who didn't see the pink elephant? So as a licensed practitioner, it is my responsibility to hold an idea on your behalf until it becomes a reality. When health and happiness and harmony are realized, dis-ease, disharmony, and dysfunction are dismissed. And spiritual mind treatment, or affirmative prayer, begins with the premise of perfect God, perfect man, and perfect beingness. learning to be in command of the mind, body, spirit, emotion connection, and carrying and maintaining this new level of frequency empowers us to experience transformation. And you can learn to do this. Like the song said, you want to feel free, you know you do. So in the meantime, if you need help, that's what our prayer request forms are for. Yesterday, I spent time with Carol and Reverend Jack at the Albuquerque Center for Spiritual Living, paneling the new practitioners. And I realized that between the three of us, we have 100 years of experience. Isn't that amazing? So, make a prayer request. That's what we're here for. And the purpose of prayer, of course, is to hold your new idea. So how long do we pray? Until the pink elephant goes away. Until it leaves our consciousness. And remember, it's never about the stuff or the condition or the experience. It is about the consciousness, your belief system that supports whatever your idea is. Dr. Ernest Holmes tells us that the possibility of life is inherent within the capacity to imagine what life is, backed by the power to produce this imagery, or what he calls divine imagination. So the things which are seen are not made of the things which do appear. They are made from the belief that supports them. If there's confusion in the condition or the experience, there was confusion in the thought that created it. Think about this. When you turn on the television, what do you see? Poverty, misery, crime. And they've assumed gigantic proportions because so many people are watching. So no matter what the state of the world is around us, we can still do whatever we want to do. How you feel about reality is ultimately how you perceive it and how it presents itself to you. So forget what they say and what you've been told. Now is the time to be bold. Make a mistake. Roll in the grass. Stumble around. And dirty your dress. And by dirtying your dress, I mean accessing that divine, creative, feminine power that is within you. There is a movement on the planet towards this new ideal. I just saw the movie Ready Player One. Has anybody seen it? The latest Steven Spielberg science fiction? Ready Player One. It's a group of kids from all over the world that go into virtual reality and create a whole nother world there. And of course, there's always the hero and the villain. But ultimately, when they come together at the end, they create a new reality. And that new reality is based on collaboration between the new family, what I would call their new star family, that connected them within that virtual reality. So this is what we're doing here. We're creating a star family that has the power to shift the consciousness on our planet. I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but even Mr. Rogers is making a comeback. Right? So there is an opportunity to feel good again. And there is a place that lives within you that knows no such thing as fear or lack or limitation. You are simply a result of your thinking working through the universal law to birth a new consciousness onto this planet. And that consciousness has within it the innate intelligence to heal itself. Barbara Marciniak in her book entitled Bringers of the Dawn, says that we need to simply understand that we are able to get the divine principles to work in our physical body, and we can show others how. So how many of you have had a healing experience? Almost every hand in the room is up. So we are the secret. We need to tell. We need to come out. And our ego, of course, wants us to cling to whatever is being destroyed. Its very existence depends upon our willingness to remain in the lower frequency of survival, fear, desperation. It's important right now to be open to as much information as possible. We need our emotions to comprehend the non-physical. And our biggest challenge is giving up our stories. We believe that they identify who we are when we are so much more than that. So stop defending every aspect of your life and start moving beyond the boundaries to create a greater realization of who you are as a spiritual being. Envision the solution to whatever is in your divine imagination. How can you use that pink elephant to empower your experience? Trust your feelings, no matter what they are. We create our reality through our thinking. And it's time to fulfill what we've come here to do. So let's affirm together. Everything I do is orchestrated for my higher growth. Is orchestrated for my higher growth. My higher consciousness and my evolution. So begin to connect at a cosmic level with the higher energy that is moving through our experience. See beyond the appearances to the truth that underlies everything. And as we begin to embody this new awakened consciousness, we can have an effect on the energy. We can support our brothers and sisters who are experiencing the fire in the Jemez Mountains. When we are committed to personally evolving and changing, we uplift everyone around us. And our world becomes an announcement of our reality. And we can do this instantaneously. Barbara Marciniak tells us that we are responsible to a certain extent for evolving ourselves through this experience called life, and for being our own forms of inspiration by being living examples for others. So do everything you can to be awake and informed. Be consistent with the frequency of light, which is the information that is coming in. Stay in the frequency of love, which is the power behind all of creation. The universe is for us and not against us. Evil is neither person, place, nor thing in and of itself. It's simply an experience which we are allowed to have because of our own divine individuality. And on the road to self-discovery, we are subject to the law of reality. If we give up the rules, come out of the shell, and do what we feel, we can discover ourselves. And sometimes that happens through our ouches. Dr. Holmes tells us there is no freedom or happiness as a spontaneous individuality unless there can be a temporary restriction of bondage and unhappiness through the wrong use of freedom. So we are different from anything else on the planet in that we have conscious choice. So don't be frightened about what's happening around you. Instead, feel and see the divinity that is within the perfection of the creation. Watch it evolve, and it teaches us through evolution. All aspects of our consciousness have gathered in this universe to affect each other, because that is the way the consciousness in this particular system experiences itself. And as we stand together to raise the frequency of the planet and everyone upon it, it's important to listen to our guides. Pay attention to the animals around us. All aspects of our consciousness are connected: plant, animal, mineral, and emotional. So the time has come to experience freedom through transformation by anchoring this new awareness right here and right now. And so I invite you to go inside of your programs and collect the closing affirmation that we would like to share together. To my guides and to all who are assisting my evolutionary journey, it is my intention that I be successful. It is my intention to be provided for with prosperity according to my needs. It is my intention to always be safe in all the things I do. It is my intention to receive love and give love. It is my intention to find freedom through transformation. It is my intention to have a good time. And so it is.